Now that we started the podcast, I just have Dead playing in my head now.
It's beautiful.
If your heart stops beating, I'll be here wondering, did you get what you deserve? The ending of your life, and if you get to heaven, I'll be here waiting, baby, to get what you deserve. The ending of your life won't wait, then your heart can't take the loss. Have you heard the news that you're dead? No one ever had much nice to say. I think I never liked you anyway. You take me from the hospital bed.
Hello, and welcome to Forward ReZero. It's a ReZero rewatch podcast by three friends. I'm Sarah.
I'm Neve. Off to a great start already.
Good Battle fatigue, it happens.
I was going to say I'm Neve, now in HD, because I have a new, better mic.
Yes.
Yay! Thanks for all the Patreon money.
Yeah.
I'm Morg in the same definition as before.
SD, but it stands for same definition instead of standard.
Yes, exactly.
How y'all been? How was your holidays?
It was pretty good.
It was holidays.
It was okay. It was all right. Like, the holiday itself was fine, and then I was like, oh, it's winter. Time to have seasonal depression. Time to hibernate.
It kind of gets like that. I've been fuck God. Not to immediately peel back the curtain, but I had like a fucking wailing breakdown a couple of days ago. It's going great out here.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes. Like,
This must be how Subaru feels.
Damn, so true.
It feels, fans, it feels as though I am being smelted in the fires of Return by Death.
You could just fucking say that's what happened to you. You're like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was busy.
Sorry, I was returning by death.
Yeah.
I was dealing with death for a little
Sorry,
bit.
I can't...
No, not anyone I know. I was dying. I'm good now.
I can't talk to you. I'm busy returning by death. Can't you see that I'm returning by death over here?
I am not prepared to listen to you. I just got back from returning from death. I'm not mentally and physically prepared to take in your problems because I have my own.
Are you in a space right now where you can return by death? So we watched episode 4 of the director's cut today, which
Making your friends return by death, it does constitute emotional labor.
True.
Damn, so true.
We watched episode 4 of the director's cut today, which is The Sound of Chains / Natsuki Subaru's Restart.
Yeah.
Mark, how did you like them?
That's what it's called. I liked it. Like,
We did it!
Oh no. It does make me think that I'm gonna be like, wow, he's cringe again later, because that's what happened before.
You will be.
But maybe he'll do it too much, and then I'll be like, you can't keep getting away with this. But,
yeah.
But at the moment, I'm like, okay. I liked it. I liked it. I sound very defeated about it. Yeah, I liked it.
I remember friend of the pod Argyle also took to like episode 4 of the director's cut. I think this was when he was like, oh, I like this actually.
Yeah, it's a slow build.
This was also like the real big turn for me came from episode 12 of the original cut. So like it would have been like episode 12 or 13. Anyways, episode 6 or 7 was like the real big, oh, this is a great show to me. But like, this is also a very big, like, oh, this is a pretty good show, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had a very similar reaction as well.
Yeah. Before this episode, I know we talked about this before, but, like, before this episode, you were planning to let me down gently.
Well, like, yeah, for the first few episodes, like, my plan was just going to be like, I would give like the very diplomatic. I see the appeal.
Not
I
for
don't think
me,
this is
but-
for me.
I understand, but
I see what people who like this like about it.
And what people who like this like about it is Reinhard. He's not even in these episodes though.
Yeah.
damn.
God, so little Reinhard content.
Where is he? Where's Reinhardt?
He's fucking.
He's respawning.
He's kidnapped.
Yeah, his
he's in the
shield
process of
ran out, and
kidnapping.
now he's like respawning, and he has
Yeah,
to come
he's-
all the way back from
Yeah,
the checkpoint.
Damn. He needs to.
Reinhard just fucking jet boosting into the side of Roswell Manor.
Yeah,
Man, we could have had a chance. Like he even offered, like, "Hey, I should take you in," but it's like, no.
it, like so there is like a what if sort of series, isn't there? Right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, is that one of the scenarios that's explored if like Subaru went to Reinhardt's instead?
I do not think so. I believe instead all of the what ifs are named after the 7 deadly sins,
Oh yeah.
which I don't think Reinhardt exemplifies any of these.
Pretty.
That's the 8th secret deadly sin.
Yeah.
That's the deadly sin you can only beat by beating classic mode with 1 stock and on very hard.
Yeah, that's J.K. Rowling's.
Was that like a rumor for was that like a rumor for Smash 64 that that was like a playground thing for you? Like you could unlock a
Yes.
super secret special character by like beating very hard classic mode.
Yeah.
1 stock. I mean, I know it was for
Absolutely.
you more because we went to this. Well, we didn't go to the same elementary school. We went to the same middle school. So, but Melee would have been out by then. Anyways,
Gotta unlock Sonic.
I think for me it was like the ones that I heard was like you unlock like Mew or something.
I think I heard like a couple of like you could unlock Master Hand to play as.
Yeah, and you can do that in Melee actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucked
you
up.
don't unlock him, but like you you skip past the character select and it automatically spawns you as Master Hand.
Pretty good.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Subaru should try that.
Subaru has to deal with hands.
Starting life from zero in another world as a big cartoon hand.
That'd be pretty good.
Starting life in another world, but I'm a TAS speedrunner.
Starting life in another world as Glover.
Damn, what if Subaru was a speedrunner? Like, he was like, I have to die a lot in order to,
Just-
like, understand how far this goes.
I know we made this exact same joke last time with him
I'm sure we
backwards
did.
long jumping down the hallway.
Oh, yeah! We totally did!
We did do that.
Like he's doing Celeste wave dashing through the halls
Fuck.
of Roswell Manor.
I mean, he does kind of, like, respawn.
Like he's doing the fucking like he's like pouring out of he's like Legend of Zelda. He's like pouring out a fish and like picking it up and wrong warping. Just walks out.
He's playing his jars in Ocarina.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. Oh.
And then he just like steps out and it's season 2.
Yeah. That's what. You know what? Honestly, Betty's fucking door crossing. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's just Ocarina of Time wrong warp.
Literally.
Yeah.
He's just good at wrong warping.
He's so good at wrong warping.
He's good at RNG manipulation.
Exactly. That's what all the you know how every time a speedrunner dies, they'll joke and say, "Oh, that was RNG manipulation."
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
that's what he's doing. That's what Return by Death is.
That's what the 0 in the title refers to. He always sets the RNG. No, that's I think that idea was better in my head. Do you want to
Yeah.
talk about the episode?
I would love to. Just 1 second, because I just realized Craig is not here.
My first note was, I am once again being murdered and scaring. Oh, because
Yeah.
Subaru was murdered and he woke up screaming.
Yeah, literally
And he scared the maids.
Yeah, because the last thing that we saw in the last episode was an eyeball rolling into the middle of the screen, and he was dead.
Pretty gross.
It was nasty.
And- He's fine.
Yeah, my first note is bro, stop having Groundhog Day trauma. You're scaring the hose.
He does keep scaring the fucking maids. Like, he
He's
just
scary-
wakes up.
He scares them a lot, and it looks like shit. Like the bags under his eyes are gargantuan. Like this dude he does not seem to be having a very good time. Which, like, yeah, he was like poisoned and then crushed to bits and diced and sliced, and was not a very good time for my man.
No, it's bad.
He does.
Yeah, I would hazard a guess to say it was a bad time.
He does his silly little pose and then says, "Sorry about the trouble I caused. I will now start over." What day is it? Which is, then we get the OP.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does he end up outside in the shit?
What happens is that he's like, so what happens when we get back from the OP, he's just like pacing around and talking about like, okay, this is my first day in the castle.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, the first time I died to like physical weakness, and he's like, oh, is there an attacker in the mansion? Because there's like the royal selection happening. Maybe they were trying to like get to Amelia or something. And it's very strange. And like the camera pulls back and like we see him walking in like in the corner. We see Beatrice like spinning.
We see Betty's just spinning. I was gonna say that.
Yes.
It's so fucking funny because it's just like a fun little perspective thing, because then the camera like jumps to like an eagle eye view, and it's just Subaru walking in circles around Betty in her library.
Yeah, she's like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Which, like,
why are you here in my
question.
Betty Media Center?
In her Betty Media Center. He's like regretting that he didn't see a single identifying characteristic about his attacker, just only heard the sounds of chains. And
He was killed by Jacob Marley.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear the rattling chains in the hospital walls?
I was gonna make that reference. Fuck. Sarah.
What the fuck was that laugh that just happened?
Yeah.
It was funny. I liked it.
I guess that's just the power of the Gaslight Anthem.
Yeah. Betty says, "Stop walking around me or get the fuck out." And Super's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta walk in circles to hear my brain turn."
Yeah.
I gotta get the juices flowing, which, like, fair.
They have like a small conversation where
About
Super's
bugs.
like, we're besties, right? Like, we're best buddies. And Beatrice says, "We've only met twice, dude. Fuck off."
Yeah, and then
Betty also says she's reading a book that will help her get rid of bugs in the library.
Will help me
Subaru's like,
get rid of bugs in tracksuits named Subaru.
yes.
And Subaru's like, God damn, these bugs sound like a handful.
Subaru does the fucking like the Snapchat guy would be like, "Damn, you got bugs in here? Just found out about bugs. That shit sucks."
he also did the like, is this like the Garfield, like, is that who's that picture?
I wonder who that's for.
Yeah, I wonder who that's for. And then he's like, "Wait, it's me! I'm the bug."
Yeah, what happens first? There's a really nice moment here that I like a lot. There's a lot of really nice moments in this episode that I like a lot. But the first of which being that Betty recognized that he is like, he's not actually doing very well, but it's just hiding his fear.
Yeah.
And he like starts trembling as soon as she points it out. And she's like, "Well, this means you're okay. You can leave now." And she's like, "Shoo, shoo, shoo, shoo." And Super's like, "Shoo, shoo? Oh, was I the bug?" And she blasts him out the window and he lands in a pile of shit.
He lands in some shit. Like, he's just like, "Oh, I'm covered in dirt." And Amelia's like, "Actually, that's manure, buddy."
Actually, that's manure. Rem just put that shit down.
She just shot that out herself.
Subaru jumps out and says, "It's the 3-second rule. It's fine. It's fine." Did Subaru say 3-second rule in the dub also?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So good.
I figured as much, but
That's not how this works.
Also, you were there for like way more than 3 seconds.
It's fine. Listen, who among us has not taken something off the floor that has been down there way longer than 3 seconds and said, "Hey, 3-second rule," right?
Not when it's doo-doo.
Not in manure for sure, but
But yes.
Puck is there. Amelia calls Puck out, and he's just like sleepy. I just said, "What?" My notes just say, "What the fuck, gay little cat?" Because I love his stupid little. He's got the earring in the gay ear.
Mm. Yeah, he's got the bandana sticking out of his back pocket.
He's flagging.
He uses hydro pump on.
Yeah, that my notes also say he gets hit with the hydro pump to wash him off.
3 for 3. I also wrote Puck used hydro pump.
Hell yeah.
I changed it from hydro pump to something else, to another water move, but then I was like, no, this is hydro pump. I think I changed it to like whirlpool.
That's quite literally hydro pump.
Yeah, it is literally hydro. It is a pump of hydro.
It could also be like hydro vortex if you wanted to do a Z move.
Yeah, hydro vortex, whirlpool.
Yeah.
Subaru and Puck have a little quote unquote fight, which is them just like,
It's a kitty fight.
Just like, yeah, a little baby fight, and Subaru hits Puck with his Z move, which is make the cat cry, haha.
Puck does like a dad voice. At some point.
because Amelia thinks they're being very funny, and Subaru calls Puck father, and then Puck says, "Oh, I won't give you my daughter that easily." Ho ho ho.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amelia does this cute laugh, and
Yeah. Subaru explains Tan to her again.
Yeah, or he explains Mealy in the dub still.
Mealy.
Like, literally, Emmy was right there. Like,
I mean, he's cute. Yeah.
or at
Damn.
least go with, like, Millie. Because, like...
Yeah, Millie Rock.
Yeah.
Really rock.
I need, like, okay, you know what I need? I need Amelia doing the like, a 3D model of Amelia, like the Komaida fingers in his ass video, just dancing to fucking, to what the I don't even fucking remember what I was saying. Never mind. I completely lost track of this. It's fine.
Hopes and dreams.
Now I'm just picturing 3D Amelia doing fingers in his ass. So, okay.
Subaru, he likes fingers in his ass.
No!
I was just imagining, like, the Hopes and Dreams Millie Rock, and, like...
Yes!
That'd be pretty good.
On a Subaru with, like, a fade and, like, a giant beard.
Yeah, and then large Puck in the background hitting the...
Yes!
Subaru with a fade is such a funny image.
It's good.
That's gonna be, like, his Season 5 redesign or something.
Yeah.
Does he have different hair in season 2?
No.
Ah,
It would be cool, though. I like it when characters have dynamic designs.
me too.
Yeah.
But
And he explains Tan to her again, and she says it shows closeness, and she's like, "Damn, I don't remember getting that close."
and then he's like, it's fine. I mean, I want to forward.
It's aspirational.
Consider this an advance in our relationship.
Yeah, I wanna. He wants to get close enough for pet names, and Subaru expected her to cringe, but she blushed actually, and he like holds up a fucking fake mic, like he pantomimes holding up a microphone, and was like, "Commentator Puck, what's up?" And he fucking like goes for the jugular on Amelia here, and says that she is lonely and craves nicknames.
Yeah, I was like, oof. Me too.
And then Subaru makes a pervert face and says, "The main heroine is easy to please, huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, thankfully we don't get a lot of that in this episode, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like funny that he was like, "Oh, she didn't cringe at me." Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's God. Amelia is not in these episodes too much, but she's so fucking cute in them.
Yeah. She's
God.
nice.
Such a good design. I really want to fucking Amelia Nendo. I deserve this.
She's nice. She laughed good. She got pretty eyes.
She do.
Subaru kind of just like is thinking about how he gets attacked on the 4th night. He's at the thing. He's like trying to make a plan.
Yeah, because he can't like reveal any information to Roswell or anyone there without seeming quote unquote sus as hell and being voted out for being imposter. That's what happens this episode. Basically.
That is straight up what happens this episode.
That is what happens, huh? They're like, "Wow, you're sus as hell."
When Subaru gets the chance to, in the past 2 loops, when Subaru has said, "I want to work here," this time he instead says, "I just want to live here and be a lazy bum about it." And Ram...
I want to hang out on your couch and watch Jerry Springer.
Ram yawns instead of sneezing, which is a fun, a little detail that made me chuckle. And then everyone stares at her about it.
Yeah, he wants to be a house guest to gather information is what he says, but he's probably also just like, "I don't want to fucking work," which, like, true. Me too.
I get it, bro.
Yeah.
He runs into Roswell and hears chains.
Yeah. And, well, he hears the rattling chains and is like, "Oh, fuck, is that the sound of chains that killed me?" And then he turns around and it's just Roswell wearing a gay little anklet.
Yeah.
And...
he got bells on his ankle.
He's accessorizing.
Yeah. He also is like, he's like running around the mansion trying to find someone to talk to, and like Ram are like just like not talking to him because they are the house servants and he is like a house guest.
Yeah, he's a guest instead of being like a worker. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, the dynamic's different. Like, I understand why, but I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he was a coworker, and now he's a customer.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, God. Fuck, you're right. That is really exactly what it is.
I'm right. I'm always right.
You're right. You're always right.
We're always saying this.
He makes some notes which are magic, died of weakness, sound of chains, Roswell's chains, misleading,
5 Pinocchios.
5 Pinocchios to Roswell's chains.
Misleading.
Roswell's chains are mostly true.
Me playing Melee when a combo when there's a 1-frame window to escape from a combo.
Yeah.
From a Belmont combo specifically. It's his chains. They're mostly true.
Yeah. Well, we're talking in this episode. We've done a lot of talking about Melee,
A lot of Smash talk.
but in the
Yeah. Well, the Belmonts aren't in Melee. I said
in the dub, Subaru does a lot of talking about Melee. So
true. That is how I pronounced Super Smash Brothers Melee back in the day. Also,
Super Smash Brothers Amelia.
I know the guy literally says Super Smash Brothers Melee, but like it for so long it was melee to me or melee.
Yeah.
Mealy, like mealy worms. Tasty. At some point, Subaru runs into Betty again and is like, hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah, it's before Subaru invites Ram to have some tea with him when she brings him his tea for the night, and she's like, "Nah, I'm fucking good, bro. It's good. I'm out of here."
Oh, that's before that. Oh, whoops.
Is that the order it happens in?
What's that? Yep.
Huh.
And then the next day, it's because that's happening at the end of the first day, and then day 2 is when he's bothering Beatrice, and she tells him about
that's right.
magic that kills you by making you sleep, and she's like, "Yeah, it's more of a curse, though. There's sorcerers."
I'm scrubbing through, and it looks like that's the Betty scene comes first.
Really?
Yeah.
Does the dub have director cut?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. That's weird. My notes are. I'm pretty adamant on getting my notes in order. This does not matter whatsoever. But now I'm just like.
It doesn't really.
I'm talking about the night where she refuses to have tea with him. Right? Okay.
The only reason the order that doesn't really matter. Just know one night she refuses to have tea, and another night she does drink.
Oh yeah. I think I got that mixed up. I think you're probably right.
Oh, I am.
You might. I don't know. I don't remember the scene where she refuses to have tea with him. I was just thinking of.
Yeah, it's the same scene where he writes his notes that are like, very misleading. 5 Pinocchios.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
She's like, be nice.
It's a very short scene.
Yeah.
In which that happens.
Yeah, all my notes say is the maids refuse to be friendly with him. That's all it says.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized I have it out of order. But
yeah. So Beatrice tells him about the magic that kills you by making you sleep, but it's actually a curse, and she talks about sorcerers, and she says Jujutsu special grade snacks crossover event.
I know them.
Why didn't they say sorcerers in the subtitles?
Did it not say sorcerers in the subtitles?
It said shaman.
Yeah, it does say shaman in the dub too.
Shamans, yes, it is. It did say shamans. Yeah, that's right. Because Jujutsu Kaisen uses Jujutsu Kaisen uses Jujutsu to mean they translate it as sorcerer for Jujutsu Kaisen, but it also does translate as shaman. And I just noted Jujutsu, and I'm thinking my brain is special grade snacks pilled.
Yeah.
It's JJK pilled.
I mean, I was just that's what I was saying. I think sorcerer is probably a better translation, just because shaman means something. Usually.
There was also earlier on. It's not like this now, but when I first read through the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen and the Viz app, they did translate Jujutsu as shaman, which
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just has different connotations because it's
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a word that has multiple meanings. I think shaman shaman probably means something different things to different things, different cultures.
Yeah, different cultural connotations.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I guess the Jujutsu. Holy shit.
Jujutsu.
Yeah, no, it's I have to say, one of my podcasts requires me to say the words jujutsu a lot, and I still stumble over it. It's a tough it's a toughie.
Yeah.
Well, they have curses that can make you fucking die in your sleep.
That can slurp you dry. Yeah.
Slurp you dry.
Level up Chia Satonaka until she learns suck dry. Use it on Subaru. He dies in his sleep.
That's some interesting fan fiction you're writing.
But I guess
It's Vacuum Wave.
True.
Betty also is like mana drain, which is something like she can do, even like she's not a
Yeah, she did it to him on the first day before his checkpoint flag set.
Yeah.
and it can kill you apparently. Like, so because she was trying to figure out like, oh, you don't really take, they don't take shamans seriously for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I didn't actually note that. I forgot that she said that.
But like she said, oh, but this other magic can look like that, can look like a curse. And she also ends up bringing up that she like healed him.
Yeah, she brings up that like Amelia and Puck were only able to stabilize him, and that she was the one who actually did the healing on him that saved his life.
Yeah, because Puck
And Subaru's like, you're lying. The Amelia saved my life. It's bad to lie, liar, liar. And she's like, get the fuck out of here, and blasts him into the manure pile again.
It's like, I give you 5 Pinocchios.
And Amelia walks up and is like, once again, are you all right?
He just loves sitting in poop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Puck can also do a mana drain because she mentioned that. I don't know if that comes back at all. What did anything happen between that and like the tea scene at night?
No, just we find out that Subaru asked Puck to keep an eye on Amelia.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But then we go to the nighttime tea scene. And Morg, do you remember last episode when you literally said red Oni, blue Oni out loud?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you're right, you're right.
when I'm right, I'm right. I mean, I know it's like a very simple coloring scheme and stuff, but I'm like, oh, I don't know. And like, to be fair, like we still haven't seen if they have horns, but yeah, it's very like obviously like Subaru is like comparing the fairy tales that he read in Lugnica versus like the ones he knows growing up with like the Onis and stuff, and he's like talking to Ram about it, isn't he?
Yeah. Ram. He's talking to Ram about it.
Yeah, I said Ram. Sorry, Ram. Yeah.
In the dub, he does say ogres, which like I prefer to.
Yeah, that's what it was translated as in the sub. Also.
Yeah.
I prefer that to demons, but like, you know, we're watching an anime here. Like, I think we can handle it if you say Oni.
Yeah. This also pissed you off. This also pissed you off.
It's the same problem as Higurashi.
Yeah.
Just say Oni.
Yeah. Especially because it's the yeah, okay. We can't get we cannot get deep in the weeds on Higurashi. But who would like to tell the story of Red Oni, Blue Oni? To the listeners who are not familiar, because I was not familiar with it before I watched this show personally.
I guess I could give like the rundown that's just like in my notes, and if I miss anything, you can just like toss stuff at me. But like the Red Oni like befriends human, is like trying to befriend, or wait, no, it starts with like the red. Doesn't the Blue Oni like is trying to make friends and can't? So and then it's the red. Go ahead.
If you want me to take notes, I've got pretty meticulous one. If you want me to go for it, my notes are very meticulous.
Yeah, go ahead. You go.
I also wanted to mention that Ram walks in, calls him a freeloader, who's calling him a guest. But then she sits down to have a sleepy with him, and she sits on the bed and like kicks her feet, and it's just really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, wow, you're the one that's relaxing. But she's like, you told me to be nicer.
Yeah, slacker.
And you made this terrible pot of tea.
You told me to be nicer to you, so I'm being nicer to you. But
so the story of Red Oni, Blue Oni is that the Red Oni wanted to be friend of the village, but the Blue Oni was really sad about it because the humans didn't trust like that.
Yeah. And
the Blue Oni pretended to be a bad fucker so that the Red Oni could beat his cheeks and become beloved by the villagers. And the Blue Oni no longer visited him once he was friends with villagers. And when the Red Oni tried to visit Blue at his house, Blue said that Blue left a letter that said, I have to leave because if you keep being friends with me, then the villagers will think that we'll be on to our clever ruse. And so I have to go on a long journey. Love you forever, Blue Oni.
Hags, Blue Oni.
Hakas, Lilas, Blue Oni.
Ram is like, wow, they're both stupid, and so is the villagers.
Yeah.
There's
Story
a
seems to
couple
touch a nerve, it seems.
in terms of like just the cinnamon topography here, there's like a really nice wide shot where where it's like a wide shot of one of the walls of Subaru's room as he's telling the story, and one of the windows is lit red, one's blue, and then the middle one is purple, which I just think it looks really cool.
It does look really cool. Like it's that, and then there's a shot of the sky that's like very similar.
Yeah. There's also like one of Subaru talking, and we see Ram we see Ram like watching him, but through reflection, which I think is significant because Ram reflected looks like Rem.
Yeah, lots to chew on visually.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good show.
Thank you, White Fox.
Thank you
to our friends at White Fox Studios.
Thank you, Farquaad voice, White Fox.
Thank you, Gizmo, for needing blankets during podcast.
Thank you, Gizmo, for needing blankets during podcast.
So
and Ram thinks it's a sad story and also thinks that everyone in it is dumb and stupid and fail. And Subaru also thinks that Blue's sacrifice is dumb because he gets nothing for it, and he's the kind of guy that wants rewards for things that he does. But Ram thinks that the Red Oni should have done something before the Blue Oni had to step in.
Yeah.
And asks him which one he'd rather be friends with, and she holds up she's like, okay, do you want Red Oni or Blue Oni? Holding up a finger to represent both, and he just reaches out his hands and grabs both, and I like Subaru.
He says, "Por qué no los dos?"
I love Subaru so much. This is such a sweet little moment.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, you're stupid.
Yeah, she calls him indecisive and adulterous.
Yeah, adulterous. I was like, Jesus.
It's funny. Honestly, if you were to lay out all of the mean things that the twins say to him over the course of this arc, probably on the nicer end of things.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost place in my notes. We also get some lore at this point where Subaru talks a little bit more in detail about the stories that he's been reading. Mm-hmm. We find out that one is about the dragon of Avalugnica, which we find out why this is called the dragons. I called it Avalugnica, didn't I, just now?
Yes, you did.
The Dragon's Kingdom of Lugnica. We find out that the royal family signed a covenant with a dragon, which makes this fairy tale more like a folklore thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's real. Or you might call it a legend, because there might be fakeness to it, but it has a real
Arthurian in nature.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a nationalist myth making, except factual.
Yeah. We learn about the dragon who protects the nation from afar and will do so until its contract is fulfilled. And Subaru's like, wait, didn't the royal family that made the covenant with the dragon all just die mysteriously and suddenly? And Ram's like, yep, bye.
Pretty sus.
Don't even worry about it.
She also tells him to not tell the Red Oni Blue Oni story to Rem, and also
she wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
it's not her kind of thing.
She wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Subaru also looks at his story of the witch and learns that everyone called her the Witch of Envy, which...
What if she was the Witch of NB?
What if it was the Witch of Envy? I mean, the fact that the name of the witch, we had already heard about the Witch of Envy when it was like, oh, Amelia going by a different name, the Witch of Envy's name. Fucked up.
Yeah.
Very sus.
Yeah, this doesn't... I'm sure this means nothing.
I'm sure it means nothing.
So we get to the next day, and it's the fourth day, which is the last one that he has before he gets killed in the middle of the night. And Subaru is striking out on his own towards the capital, so the murderer does not... So that the murderer doesn't get his ass, and so that all of the Roswell Manor is protected also. Amelia is really fretting that he's properly prepared, and it's really, really cute. She thinks he's completely incompetent, which is true.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Well, I say he's completely incompetent. He does a couple of fucking cool ass things in this episode.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But like,
He's
not a journeyer. Like he's
no,
he doesn't know that stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't
so.
know camping
No.
or anything.
no. He's never seen the hit anime Yuru Camp.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Sad.
I think you'd like Yuru Camp, Morg. It's simply cozy. It's the lowest stakes show that I think I've ever watched.
Whereas this is a high stakes show.
Yeah, this is a very high stakes show. But what Subaru is like saying his goodbyes to everyone, and Roswell is like, I gave you a little gift if you catch my meaning. And Subaru's like, oh, you gave me some hush money? Cool, yeah, I won't tell anyone anything that happened here. See ya. And he's like, my schemes are pointless against someone as blunt as you. My Roswell is just like fucking Tim Curry kind.
I gave you something a little secret.
I'm going to say a reference that is going to make you lose respect for me, but your Roswell sounds like the guy who catches on fire in Girl Chan in Paradise. I catch on fire, you see.
It's also a little bit Pegasus Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge.
Yeah, that's extremely how he sounds in the dub.
Subaru boy.
Yogi boy.
Subi boy.
Soupy boy.
That's basically what Roswell is.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
Subaru turns to the twins like, Rem, thank you so much for feeding me and taking good care of me while I was here. And Ram,
You're good at cleaning toilets.
you do a great job cleaning those shitters.
You
Keep
clean
it
a
up.
mean toilet. Like, let me tell you, I was putting those things to work.
And they do the thing from the first time they showed up where they're like, sister, it seems he's not very good at flattery. Sister, it seems like he does not know how to give a compliment whatsoever.
Yeah.
They do this later too. It's fun.
I like when they the thing is that the twins are very different characters, but I like when they lean into like the twins thing of that. Like it's if that was their whole character, it would kind of be I would hate it, but
It would be stupid.
but when they lean in, it's very fun.
Yeah, it's like they're doing a bit for like themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having a twin as a bit.
Yeah, and, in the dub, this is probably in the sub too, but Subaru starts calling Rem Rem.
Remrin, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah. Well, in the
He starts calling. He does this in the sub. Yeah, Remrin.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Rem,
Well,
yeah.
in the dub, he just says Rem for sure.
Rem.
Which I think that's cute.
Rem, give me gem gem. We're glad that one hit.
Yum yum yum.
And shit. Can we pause? Sorry for just like a couple of minutes. I just
Yeah.
gotta.
Do anything to mark that?
I just clapped.
Oh,
Oh.
you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Where did we leave off? Oh yeah. Okay. So, Subaru strikes off towards the capital, but once he's like out of view of Roswell Manor, he diverts and like heads up the hill and finds himself a nice little vantage point at the top of the hill through the forest and stares out at Roswell Manor, where he has decided to take up his stakeout point
Yeah. He.
to make sure to catch whoever his attacker was. And we it's like a nice sunny day, and then we cut to a couple hours later, and the sky is a beautiful blood red, which I hope is not.
It's not symbolic.
I sure hope is not significant of anything. And he makes a note about how he didn't go shopping for Rem this time. He's like, oh, I guess it was all leftovers for me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then at that same time, a fucking huge mace on a chain blasts out of the forest and almost hits him.
Yeah. What the fuck?
He falls off the cliff, but it's fine because he had an escape rope around his belt, so he just spins around 3 times and is teleported out.
Yep.
That's kind of what happens.
Basically, yeah.
It's cool. Like, again, like, Subaru's resourcefulness is, like, he sucks, but he's resourceful in very fun ways, I think.
Yeah, I
Like,
think so for sure.
like, I like the way that he is nowhere near powerful on the level of any of the characters in this show who actually have, like, power, but he is not, like, I said this before because,
He's, like,
we saw
scrappy.
in the first step, yeah, he's scrappy. He knows he can hit ghost types and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Like I think he just has like good instincts.
Yeah.
Unlike me, I would just keep dying. I don't know.
You hanging in there okay?
Huh?
You okay?
No, what I said is, unlike me, I would keep dying, is what I said.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got worried for a second. I thought you said I'm dying right now, and I was like, Morgan, do we need to pause the episode? We can come
No,
back.
I said I would keep dying if I was Subaru. I wouldn't learn my lesson.
He had an escape rope, and I forgot to mention this, but when he gets set up at his vantage point for his stakeout, he pulls out a knife that he stole from the kitchens and reminisces about the times that he cut his hand wide open in the first loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's cute.
Yeah,
it's sweet. He escape ropes off the cliff and cuts the rope because I enjoy the small detail. He very clearly measured like the exact amount of rope, the exact length of rope he would tie around his waist to not like fall and hit the ground.
Damn.
And he cuts the rope and he starts fucking running, but then he just runs into a sheer cliff wall in the middle of the forest and is like, well, fuck, I'm fucked. And
I don't have the HM for rock climb.
He wants to at least see his attacker, though, so he, like, pulls off his coat.
Yeah, holds it up like a matador.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tries to use it as, like, a matador's cape thing and, like, kind of catches the mace.
The ball of the mace, yeah.
Or whatever.
I guess it's more of a morning star, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I think that.
I know that's driving Neve up a wall.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been calling it a mace just because, like...
Yeah.
The fucking Mace Morningstar distinction is like nothing to me. It's like I don't care.
There is a very clear distinction between them. A mace is simply
like I know, but like a mace feels like it should be a blanket term. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, like a Morningstar is like a subset of
yes,
that. Okay,
exactly.
I get what you mean. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Like
he can't.
I need to preserve my reputation as like the resident amateur medievalist here. Like they are not the same thing, but
yeah,
to my mind, like who cares?
All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he catches he does successfully like matador the morning star.
Yeah, he catches that shit
into his jacket, and he catches it, and he just gets launched into the wall anyways from the momentum of it.
Yeah,
and we get
he like pulls on the chain to like see.
Yeah, he's like, I've gone through so much to see who this is. He like tries to pull whoever it is into focus, and the person walks closer. And I really like the way this is done because you can just see you obviously can tell it's one of the maids. Like you see enough identifying features to know it is one of them, but you don't see which one it is until like they walk out of the shadow and they're fully in light. And like we get like. From the bottom up, like they walk out of shadow, and so you can't see the color of their hair until the very end. And it's Rem.
It's Rem. It's blue.
It's Rem. And then that's the end of the episode. The sound of chains.
She's blue with it. Yeah, the end of this half of the.
Yeah, the midpoint of the epi.
The blue is sacrificing herself for the red, is what it kind of ends up sounding like.
Yeah.
Because, like, Rem kind of goes into how she's, like, she's punishing Subaru because he seems suspicious.
Uh-huh.
And, she does it, she's doing it so that, like, Ram, her sister, doesn't even notice. Like, she doesn't want, her sister to... So, like, she's kind of, you know...
Failed step one in that case.
Right. Yeah.
But so Subaru's having a really hard time that his blue-haired bestie is doing this to him, and he's like, well, this is a cliche. Why are you doing this? And yeah, she's like, we find out later that she like thinks he's a spy for someone else in the royal selection.
Yeah.
But Subaru's like, oh, I thought we were getting along so well. Rem pauses and is like, my sister. But then Subaru's like, I don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up. And like hits her with the Meteor flash burst of his cell phone.
Yes!
It's Meteor.
It's Meteor.
I really love that his cell phone keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like cute, like the way he finds so many uses for it.
Yeah. Bargaining chip, stun.
And none of them are like the things that you would use a phone for normally.
Yeah. He'd be on his damn phone.
Yeah. You'd be on that damn Meteor.
Yeah. Subaru is like trying to run through the forest, but a blast of wind rushes through the trees, and he falls over and is suddenly staring at his own leg dismembered in front of him.
And he literally does SpongeBob voice my leg.
He says, "Yeah,
Yeah.
he says that."
My leg.
He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna bleed out. I'm gonna die. This sucks." But then Rem walks up behind him and like heals the stump where his leg used to be. And is like, I need to get some information out of you before you die.
I need to do advanced interrogation.
Fuck. And yeah, like, she just keeps fucking, like, asking him stuff.
Subaru, are you familiar with the term waterboarding?
God.
Subaru, do you consider this a compromise situation? Wait, no, that's not the word.
Compromising?
Oh, wait, do you consider this a stress position?
A stress position?
Yeah. This is dark. We don't need to keep pursuing this.
I don't think I get that one.
It's like making people stand for like a long time. It's like,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like a torture thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I clearly don't know. I clearly know less about torture than the two of you.
yeah, you only knew the one.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Try to keep up.
Well, I mean, I know I talked a lot about medieval torture on this week's fear. As of recording this week's fear baiting, the one with Elliot, Gnome Hut Come True. Just drawing and quartering, Iron Maiden, and things of this nature. Which I know the Iron Maiden is ahistorical and did not actually like be used.
Well, it should be though.
Yeah, that's where Kissinger belongs.
Yeah.
Throw him in the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, give him a guitar and throw him in Iron Maiden.
Yeah. He would not last 2 seconds in Iron Maiden.
As soon as they launch into
which part of Rime of the Ancient Mariner do you think he would last to?
10 seconds, if that.
Perfect.
Like, are you familiar with the movie The Italian Job, either of you? The Mark Wahlberg one from like the 2000s?
My parents were always trying to get me to watch it, but I never did.
No.
There's a scene at the end where Seth Green has a pair of speakers that are powerful enough to literally blow a woman's clothes off. And I think this would happen to Kissinger, except for it would blow his like skin off.
Yeah.
Gross. So Rem thinks he's a member of a rival faction and is trying to beat the info out of him, and she
fucking wails on him, like
she's bashing him with like the chain part of the Morning Star, and in order to not kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just keeps talking about Amelia.
Yeah, he's like, she's like,
she asks him at one point if he's associated with the witches cult. Seems significant.
And he's like, I don't even know what that is.
What?
He's like, I don't know what that is. My family's been
secular for years.
Secular for generations.
Yeah, generations.
It's a funny line.
We don't even go to church on Easter anymore.
No.
Subaru has not become Catholic.
She asks him she asks him if he's a member of the witches cult, and then she says that he's stinky. He's got the witches stink on him.
He got that witch stank on him.
Got that witch stank on him.
I did not realize he had that she had brought up the witch stank on him here, because that's brought up later, but like I didn't.
Yeah, Betty brings it up later.
I didn't realize that was like already a thing.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason.
Yeah, that's why she thinks he's a member of the witches cult, and she said she was so fucking mad when she saw Ram talking with Subaru that someone associated with the one that caused my sister so much pain was hanging out with her. And she also says that Ram only pretended to care about him.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I remember that part of it. I just, for some reason, I missed the, like, you smell like witch.
Yeah. Subaru is like just fucking he's like crying his eyes out and talking about all the things the twins gave him. He's like, my hand, I don't cut my hands when I'm doing vegetables anymore, and I learned how to do all these things. Even when you promised to cut my hair, you don't remember that I really like you guys. And then she opens his throat.
Yeah, Sean Chiplock killing it in the scene.
Oh god, I should watch that scene in the dub.
Yeah, this is a pretty good episode for the dub.
Yeah. He gets his throat opened and he wakes up, and then he sees the twins and the Song of the Witch starts playing. No, the Song of the Witch doesn't start playing yet, but like he sees the twins and scary music starts playing and he starts extremely freaking out, which is like, yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
dude's fucking traumatized and like
2-sentence horror story. At last, when he opened my neck, I knew it was finally over. But then the next thing I knew, I was face to face with him again.
damn.
Yeah, something like that.
I've been spending a lot of time on 2-sentence horror story lately,
Oh, yeah?
just because I think like the thing is that the Twitter account that posts bad 2-sentence horror stories. The thing is, every post on that Reddit is bad 2-sentence horror.
Yeah.
Well, that Twitter explicitly says like it's not always bad. It's like bad horror. They could still be incredibly good stories.
Well, like, half the ones on that Twitter just seem fake to me.
Yeah,
Like, someone, like, very clearly, like, posts, like, there's no sewer guys in here. And then the next sentence is like, I got killed by a sewer guy. And it's like, yeah, you're not even fucking trying.
I like the ones that like are they seem very obviously fake, but then you notice they were posted like 3 years ago before that Twitter account existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones are funny.
The 2-sentence horror story. I thought that the post was a fake, but then it turned out that it was made 3 years ago.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man.
He wakes up and he freaks out about the twins. We cut to a little bit later when Amelia's like, "Hey, are you okay? The twins were really worried about you." And he's like lying through his teeth and says, "I'm doing great."
Yeah.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm flourishing.
Also, don't associate with me anymore. Is that what he said?
First, he tries to tell her about Return by Death,
That's right.
which doesn't go very well because this is when the Call of the Witch starts playing. Like, he starts to tell, he's like, "Amelia, I've been dying." And then, like, time freezes. Amelia's hair, like, freezes mid-flutter of wind. And, like, a really threatening mist enters the room and, like, spirals around Subaru. A hand reaches out and, like, grabs onto his heart.
Yeah, it's a floor master from Zelda. And it brings him back to the beginning of the dungeon.
I thought what was going to happen was that the hand was going to reach out and give him a heart attack.
That would be pretty funny, but just, like, talk...
Like it's Death Note.
Yes. Like Death Note, like how if you don't write a thing, you get a heart attack.
If you don't write something within 40 seconds, you give a heart... Can I talk about the extremely like proto-trans thing that I did when I knew... Like, I never read Death Note until...
I've heard this one before, but, you know...
Might as well get it on record, right?
It's good radio.
This one's very funny because the thing is, I didn't read Death Note because I thought it was scary and I didn't watch Death Note, but I knew about it. I knew about the concept of Death Note and some of the rules of it because of you, Morgan, a couple of other people that I hung out with.
Probably more than other people because I never finished it.
Yeah, but like you probably knew enough of it to know some of the rules. Like, you know, Jen definitely knew the rules of the Death Note front to back.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to talk about fucking middle school shit, but the thing is that I would think to myself that if I had a Death Note, I would write some shit like, my name, like, turns into a girl and then dies happily in her sleep 90 years later.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like, that's what I would do. That's what I would have done if I had a Death Note, which doesn't work because you cannot, like, forward date a death that much per the rules of the Death Note, but...
Oh no.
Also you also can't, like, do things that are physically impossible, like, so would have failed on all counts. I would have had a heart attack in 40 seconds, but...
Huge bummer.
Just like,
yeah.
You know, that's gotta be the most, like, anxious 39 seconds that you've ever spent. It's like, once you get to 40, it's like, okay, we're good.
God, I want to watch... God, just talking about this is making me want to watch fucking Death Note again.
I started trying to rewatch it, but then I got distracted.
Didn't you watch it all the way through twice, Sarah?
Yeah, I watched it all the way through twice because, I watched it all the way through twice. I watched it once in, like, 2018 and then again in 2019 with Sophie, and it's just, like, it's just a really watchable show. It's a show that I, like, know really well, so I don't have to be paying that close of attention. It's also kind of, like, it's quote-unquote cerebral, but it's also really junk food-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a guy named Ray Penber there.
We love Ray Penber.
We love Ray Penber. We love
El Lali. We love Iber and Weedy. We love Mihail Keel.
Mihail Keel. We love
Backyard Bottom Slash.
Sorry.
We love Lind L. Taylor.
We love Jacuzzi Splot. We love Niece Holystone.
These are fake names. These are name of the year names, actually, so they're real, but they're fucking wild.
We love Cheslaw Mayer.
Lind L. Taylor is the name of a character in that show, I will say.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Lind L. Taylor is the guy that L pretends to be, like, the first time that he confronts Kira. Remember? Because he, like, hires a prison... He, like, gets a prisoner to be like, hello, I am L. I'm showing my face and name to...
Yeah. It's me, L.
It's me, L.
It's me.
It's a me, L.
Let's talk about this anime, though.
We're meeting L over there.
Let's talk about this anime, though.
Yeah, okay. God, I might just fucking watch some Death Note tonight.
Okay. Hell
Sure.
yeah.
God. I'm like in the...
Return by Death Note.
Return by Death Note.
Oh, that would have been a great... That spin-off podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nothing. I think Sylvie and Morgan's Hold This L is the best Death Note podcast name that I know of, but Return by Death Note's not
That's
bad.
a good name.
Yeah.
Sylvie and Morgan. This is an Emoji Drome plug. Go listen to Emoji Drome.
But do they have a Death Note podcast also, or just Emoji?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
But it's on the Emoji Drome. It's on the Emoji Drome Patreon, I think.
Okay. That's funny. That's a great name.
Hold This L is so fucking good.
Oh, so yeah, he was trying to tell Amelia, it didn't work. He also tried to tell...
Yeah, did not work. And then he says, I have a favorite ass, have nothing to do with me. And then he just turns over and lies down and sleeps.
Me every day.
Me, all the time.
Yeah.
Do not look at me. Do not associate me. Let me fucking sleep.
Yeah. He realizes that he's like, okay, I can't tell anyone about Return by Death. And then he's also like, I only died 3 times in that first arc. And this is my 4th, and I survived on the 4th time. This is my 4th life in this place.
Am I fucked?
Do I have another chance about this? Like, if I die this time, is it just for good? And then in the middle of interrupting his introspecting is Betty, who's out of her room for the first time.
Yeah.
And she says that their little banter, Subaru and Betty, like, I think my 2 favorite characters to have interact in this show are Subaru and Betty. Like, they're just, the way they bounce off each other is so fun.
It is, yeah.
It is a lot of fun. I'm like surprised at how much I like their friendship.
They're dynamic. Like, I don't think we can call it a friendship.
They're dynamic, yeah.
There's some great stuff with Subaru and Betty in season 2.
Ooh. Gotta get there though.
But she's like, hey, you also fucking stink of the Witch of Envy, and she's like, well, I'm leaving, and Subaru because she walks in because she's like, well, the Bubby and the Brat,
yeah, that's what she says.
Amelia. Yeah, that's what she says in the sub. Also, Bubby and the Brat is that's the band that played before Crash and the Boys and Scott Pilgrim.
And that would be like Bubsy and the Brat or whatever.
Oh God,
Bubsy and the
Brat. No.
God, remember when Wallace Wells was transphobic at the drummer?
Yeah. Well, you know what? A rare, one of the few things in Scott Pilgrim that does not age especially well.
A rare miss from Scott Pilgrim.
a rare miss from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I know I'm doing a tangent, but I truly cannot believe that Brian Lee O'Malley wants to touch that again in 2022. Like,
yeah, what?
Like I have a lot of fondness for Scott Pilgrim, and I think if you held a gun to my head and made me speak truthfully, I think I would say I still like Scott Pilgrim a lot. I would just have but if I was Brian Lee O'Malley, with like, especially having gone on record and saying, yeah, I kind of wish I'd made Scott more of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, more visibly a piece of shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe he'll take this chance to make Scott, like, as nakedly shitty as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I hope it just reveals that, like, all the characters are gay and not just most of them.
Yeah. Do you know who's doing that fucking doing that show? The studio, at least? Like, I don't know who the director is, but it's Science Saru, the people who did Devilman Crybaby and Keep Your Hands Off Azakin.
Oh boy. Huh. That's...
So, like, it's going to be, in terms of, like, how it's going to look, it's going to be a quality product at the very least.
That's not what I would have expected at all.
Right? No idea who's directing, though, so.
If it is Yuasa, that'd be really funny.
God, Yuasa Scott Pilgrim would be hilarious.
God.
Ah, God. Okay, so Betty walks in and is like, hey, so that mana drain I did on you earlier, the Bubby and the Brat are really worried about that might have done something. And Subaru's like, well, don't you feel a little sorry for me? And she says, not at all. And then Subaru says, I'm telling Puck. And Betty turns around and was like, okay, I might be a little sorry.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, so if you're a little sorry, you want to make a little bit of a deal with me so I'm feeling a little under pressure in this place. Can you maybe protect me for the next couple nights? 5 exactly? And she's like, I guess so? Why do you need such a specific time period? Whatever, I'll fucking make a pact with you. Because she can do that, I guess. She can do magic pacts and stuff. And they like...
Yeah, contracts.
Contract, yeah. And they like shake on it.
I don't think it's like I think it's like a contract is like a thing, like just a thing of the world, like a Jujutsu Kaisen contract. It's not called a contract in Jujutsu Kaisen, but like Supernatural had these two, to go for a reference that I know you know, Morg.
Kind of.
Were you not a Supernatural? Did I just have a misplaced memory of you being a Supernatural?
Yeah, you did.
Damn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have laid this. I'm sorry to have cast this aspersion at your feet.
I was a little bit more into like Doctor Who, if we're going for super Who luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know, I like Doctor. You know what? I'll say it. I think I like Doctor Who.
That's okay. I think I just like.
I think that is probably like
got sick of it.
The one show in that lineup where the good can outweigh the bad, debatably.
Yeah.
There's also just so much of it that like. Well, I guess there's a lot of Supernatural too. Whatever. Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, magic contracts are a thing. Yeah. Just in general. He makes
the contract and says that he just wants to keep the peace as best that he can. And I might not say that he looks like shit, but at least he's getting some sleep on these loops, unlike with the first arc.
True.
And Betty makes a contract with him to promise to keep him safe, and Subaru starts crying about it.
Yeah,
he does.
He's having a rough time.
Yeah.
He's still remembering the maids and...
Yeah. He has a nasty nightmare, and he's extremely traumatized. He's just remembering all the times that he's died, and like we get a vision. We like see what his nightmare is, which is him like wandering through a forest full of dead trees, only to find himself face to face with Rem.
Rem, who's like covered in blood,
who's about to kill him. But then a hand grabs Subaru's hands, and his like everything turns like golden and like perfectly fine, and Subaru like wakes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's already like the fourth night, the night before the 5th day.
Yeah. Betty like kind of brings him to to her library to be protected for like the 5th night.
Mm-hmm. And he just like sits there and does some reading.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice time, you know, just chilling with Beatrice and like reading.
And also Betty mentions that it was not her who held his hand.
Yeah, because he asked like, hey, did you hold my hand during my nightmares? She's like, I would never fucking touch you unless I had to.
That is gross. You have cooties.
I don't have the fucking time for this shit.
Disgusting.
She throws a book at him and he like catches it and dodges out of the way again. Subaru is very mundanely nutty with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would extremely hit me in the face.
Oh yeah, I would have absolutely fucking had like a book spine shaped indent on my face if that happened to me. So Betty has been summoned somewhere, and she like does door crossing, and everything around her gets really wobbly in a way that this is only just hitting for me now, but like the way that the effect looks, I don't think that there's like any correlation here, but the effect kind of looks like the effect that happened like right before Subaru got transported to Lugnica in the first episode.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I think it's just like a similar effect. So I don't think it like means anything, but it's interesting.
It's just like an interesting magic effect, and like she's like, oh yeah, I forgot you were here. You can stay in here, I guess.
Yeah, stay here, stay safe. But he decides to go out anyways, and it's like, oh fuck, it's the morning of the 5th day. I made it through the 4th night. It's good. I'm fucking thriving. I'm in my lane, healthy, moisturized, etc., etc.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Yeah. And
He
Amelia...
also says that. When does he say the term demonically inspired to Betty again? Because he just says that again.
I think that's when they make the pact.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Amelia shows up and she's very, very concerned. And Subaru is like, he's completely reneged on his don't engage with me. He's like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's go to town. There's so much I want to talk
Let's
to you
go have
about.
a date in the village, like I promised that one time that you don't remember.
Yeah.
No, it's the same loop. So he remembers the prom. Like that's. She would remember him.
No, Neve's talking about the promise to go on a date in the town that he'd made on the
that.
previous
Yeah.
loops.
Sorry, yes. I thought you were saying
No, it's
the
totally-
promise
it's fine.
to like not associate with him, which I was
Yeah,
like,
do not interact. I'm soft blocking immediately. Do not follow if.
Did not realize he stank like the Witch of Envy.
Soft blocking immediately.
Ooh, Subaru's a little problematic. He smells a bit too much like the Witch of Envy.
So Amelia leads him to a room where Rem is just dead.
We hear a scream, and like, what could
Yeah,
that be?
we hear Rem screaming and like wailing, sobbing. Rem is just fucking dead, and like I'm fucking tearing up at this point because Rem is just having a really bad
she's
time.
losing it.
She's losing it.
Like her dub actor is also like killing it in this scene. A good episode for angst in the dub and anguish.
Yeah, I think that I think that's always my biggest hang up with dub actors is like when they can't convey that level of anguish. So it's good to know that that's being well done. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
I can deal with someone not being good at like standard dialogue or even action dialogue, but like if someone's bad at like, angst and trauma dialogue, like what's the point?
Yeah, they're absolutely slaying it on that front in this one.
Hell yeah.
Online tells me this is Ryan Bartley voicing Ram, so good on her.
I cannot wait to find out how the dub for the episode From Zero is. I'm very excited to hear how that is, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, same.
Which
That's like 5 episodes of the podcast from now.
I was like, which episode is that?
No, that's like episode 17, I think, of the original run.
Oh.
So episode 9 of the
Yeah.
director's cut. So we've got a ways to go for that. Roswell is very suspect of. So we found out that Rem died of weakness, similar to how Subaru died on his first death in this arc. And Subaru's like, wait, so Rem didn't do the curse? She was not the shaman who laid the curse upon me? That's fucked up. And Roswell reacts to this and is like, oh, does my distinguished guest know something?
And Subaru can't really tell them because like the weird hand will come out again and fucking kill him or whatever.
And also any information he could offer that would not result in the hand coming out would be like
incriminating.
bad.
Yeah.
Like that would be like extremely incriminating.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to tell everyone everything, and Ram tries to fucking kill him here. Like, she throws wind magic at him, the same wind magic that like cut off his leg and ended his life in the last loop. And he's like, "Oh, that was her, huh? Oh, okay. Oh, okay." But Betty protects him. She puts up a big barrier. She uses protect. She uses wide guard.
Yeah.
And she's like, as long as he is within this mansion, I have sworn to protect him, and I will protect him with my life. And then Roswell's like, if you're going to protect him with your life, and like let's like fucking show like the four, like he like pulls out fucking like balls for juggling of energy, and it's like, if you're going to protect him with your life,
he pulls out his Fushigi.
he just does Fushigi at Beatrice while saying, if you will protect him with your life, you must care about him a lot. I promise I'll drop this Roswell voice eventually, but
Yeah, what the fuck?
The thing is, that is exactly how he sounds in the dub, so...
really?
Yes. Ooh.
The colorful balls look like the things in Inscription. There's like these magic things in that video game that look like the balls, the color balls. I don't know how to explain it.
I thought you were gonna say they look like the Chaos Emeralds or something.
They kind of maybe look like the Chaos Emeralds a little bit.
Yeah.
A little Chaos Emeraldy.
Give Roswell the Chaos Emeralds.
Don't give Roswell the Chaos Emeralds. He hasn't earned them.
Don't give Kara. He doesn't deserve them. He doesn't need them. He doesn't deserve them.
So, he and Betty are about to square up, and Ram is like, "This doesn't fucking matter. This just stop." And Ram is like, he Subaru, he's that's him, officer. That's the guy who reads Higurashi without the original sprites.
Yep.
And she wants to blast him.
It's like, I don't like how the original sprites look. They're not very well drawn.
She wants to. Ram wants to blast Subaru, who doesn't like the original Higurashi sprites.
I lost track of the bit. I'm sorry.
It's okay. He likes how titillating the manga gamer sprites are.
Ew, gross.
It's so fucking. They look like precious memories. Like
They fucking do.
they look like moe girls for grandmas to collect.
Shit, they fucking do. But, oh my god. So
Ram wants to blast him, but Amelia steps in and just will not let her.
she's like, do not, we gotta trust him, and Subaru fucking runs away.
Yeah, he like beats cheeks as Roswell and Betty like start scrapping, and just like runs away.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot like, and is just having a fucking abysmal time of it all.
And Ram's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. She like screams in agony. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's having a rough one.
She's going through it, and rightfully so, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, the thing that like triggers him to run away is that Amelia says, if there's any way to save Ram, please do it. And then Subaru's like, oh, I know what I gotta do. I gotta ice myself. That's the only way forward. And he runs in, he beats Cheeks into the forest, and he's like, and I was having so much fun.
Yeah. I was like, dude, this is real life. Like, I hate to say it. But
he winds up accidentally navigating to the place where he got his ass kicked last time.
yeah.
And finds his way to the cliff that he was using to overlook the Roswell Manor last time, and is like, if just with one step I can reset this all, but I don't even know if I'll revive again after this one. I just don't know.
It's cliff with big sharp rocks at the bottom.
Yeah, he
Very
hovers
conveniently.
he hovers a foot over the edge and then like falls backwards and like starts crying, and he can't fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's literally like having to decide if he wants to kill himself. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, without knowing if he'll come back. And like, that's self-preservation, baby. Like, that's not an easy thing to decide.
Like, it turns out that, you still might have some trouble. Even if you're seemingly in a video gamified like respawn thing. Like, that doesn't make death any less scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
He sits there and falls asleep, I guess, but he wakes up later when the sun is like, it's again it's an afternoon scene where like the sun is setting, but it's not a blood red sky, it's more golden.
Yeah, it's the climax color.
Yeah, it's a nice color. And Biyoko kind of like cryptically hints, I feel like she's like cryptically hinting at the fact that she like knows something here.
Oh yeah,
like,
because
she's
she
like,
finds him, first of all. I don't know if we actually said that, like, she found him sleeping.
Yeah, she found him sleeping like right on the edge of the cliff, and like she says some stuff that like to me kind of hints that like she knows that he is looping or something, because she's like, they are like done for good. Wink wink, there's no way to unfuck this one. Wink wink, you gotta like, there, there's nothing to be undone here. Wink.
Oh.
That's what it feels like to me, at least. I don't know.
A little bit.
I guess I felt a little bit like I knew something was up, but like I don't know if she like knew so explicitly to be like wink wink.
No, she's not like doing that, but like just the way that she's talking kind of feels a bit wink winky, if that makes any sense. Like she's not actually doing it that level, but it feels like a little bit like, Yeah. Like just saying, at the end of her thing. Like, damn, too bad no one can do anything about this,
I suppose.
I don't know. That's her catchphrase, I suppose.
Yeah.
Catchphrase, Amanda, please.
Fuck.
She says that the twins need each other, and hold on, I like screen capped this thing specifically that she says, which is she says no matter which is lost, they'll never be restored to what they were, which makes me
Yeah.
Celine, which makes me Selena emoji.
Yeah, I was like, also, I know we have hints that it's like, oh, they're the two Onis, but like, I want to know what happened to them specifically, and like why they hate the witch cult and stuff. Like, I want to find all that out. I want to find them out.
So Betty says to Subaru that he needs to die where she can't see him, or she'll have bad dreams, and that she'll help him escape. And she helps him stand up, and as he grabs her hand, she remembers the night before where someone held his hands as he was in his terrible nightmares.
Both of his hands.
Yeah, and he realizes that Ram and Rem were the ones who were holding his hands.
Subaru has two hands.
And at this point, the best song in the OST kicks in, which is Straight Bet.
For my love,
Did you notice this one? Did you like this song, Morg? I don't know if you noticed it.
I'm gonna have to listen back to it. I think I remember liking it. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
it was something that I was like finishing up, and I was just about to like record a different podcast, so I think I was kind of like gotta focus on the show and not the music itself.
Right. So, since you said you were focusing on the show and not the music itself, I was really excited about the song Straight Bet being here, so if you want to take the reins here, feel free, go for it.
Oh, sure. So, yeah, like, he was just remembering that, like, his two hands were being held by the maids, and he, like, realized that, like, they did care about him in some ways, even though, like, there's obviously something wrong with, like, they sense something off about him, and, like, he like, gets inspired to, like, be like, I have to save Rem, I have to make sure she doesn't die, I have to make sure the twins can stay together, so I'm gonna fucking book it off this cliff and fucking die. Well, actually, before that happens, I think Ram shows up and is, like, about to kill,
Ram, like... Well, so there's this. Sorry, I gave the reins to you, and then I'm like, actually,
no, go ahead.
But this thing that I really, really love, where Subaru is like, I always love to go for whatever the easiest path is. I saved my life. What's wrong in taking the path that lets me live longer? And he holds his hand up and like balls into a fist, like, you know, really like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and like he literally like does it in front of the sun, so like it looks like he is like grabbing onto the sun. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a cool shot.
Yeah.
It is a cool shot, and like, yeah, a lot of my notes were like, I have a lot of more like emotion notes instead of like specifically stuff that happens. Like, I didn't have him specifically being like, I grabbed the sun, but like, no, that I think that's a cool thing to note. That like he
oh, go on.
No, I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay. Betty says, ah, shit, you were too slow. And Rem comes out of the woods, like, surrounded by her magic.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, emanated off of her like a Dragon Ball Z aura.
Yeah, she's, like, Avatar stating a little bit.
Yeah.
She's like, tell me what happened with her! What do you know? Who did this?
Where is she?
Where's Rachel? Rachel!
Who do you work for?
Swear to me. Betty says, I'm sorry, but I will protect this boy with my life. And Ram says, well, I'm not sure if you've noticed, Betty, but we're not in the mansion anymore. Are you sure you can stand up to me? And they're like about to square up. And then Subaru like grabs Betty's like her drill pigtail and like boings them. He like stretches them out and lets them like spring back.
I screamed. I was like,
it's so cute.
Thank God someone did that. What the fuck? She's gonna fucking murder him, but like, I mean, luckily he's gonna die anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I was like, whoa.
She turns around and says, do you want to die? And Subaru's like, no, of course not. I want to die once at the end of a long life. And then he like bows and apologizes and said, I'm sorry, I caused a lot of grief for you guys by being such a loser. And Ram is like, so what do you know? Tell me what you did to her. And Subaru's like, I'm sorry, I'm fucking clueless. Like, I don't know. He says there's too much shit that I don't know, so I'm going to learn more. And Rem says, what can you do by learning anything now?
Yeah, she's already dead!
She's already dead!
Yeah.
So he fucking books it off the cliff.
Well, yeah, Subaru says, I know better than anyone that my words aren't convincing in the least, but I know parts of you, too, that you've forgotten. He doesn't know anything important, he's dumb, but Ram doesn't know anything important either. And she's like, what do you know? And Subaru says, that I love you guys, and he takes a running sprint off the cliff. And as he jumps off, Ram shouts, I'm gonna kill you! And then Subaru says, I'm gonna save you! And he, as he's nose diving into the rocks, he remembers all the nice times that he has at the mansion, and it made me emotional.
I thought that I'm gonna kill you was him remembering her saying that at the mansion.
Yeah, that's what that was. That was what that was. You're right.
Yeah.
He remembers all the nice times he has at the mansion, and I see he closes in on the rocks, and the screen cuts to the title card as we a really gross crunch, the Foley effects, as we get the title card of Natsuki Subaru's Restart.
It's a lot.
And that's the episode.
I legitimately had to start up the next episode. I was like, where did he end up? I knew, but I was like, what the fuck is...
You didn't want to find out that he was, actually dead this time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Or, oh, maybe he, restarted somewhere else, the fifth night, it, counted or something. Oh, that's his new save point. That's what I was worried about. I was like, is that going to be his new save? Is it after...
Very, very... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say after, Rem died, was that going to be his new save point? I was, worried about that. I don't know. But it's not. Spoilers, it's not. Yeah. But yeah, that's the kind of...
From a merch standpoint, that would be a very bold move.
Very, very hard for me to not keep watching with this one again.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, if you're watching it with us, it's okay if you're ahead of us, because
I'm saluting anyone who's watching the show A for the first time and B along with us.
Yeah, because, damn.
So, yeah, so you liked it, Morg?
Yeah, I did. And, part of it was maybe just because, Subaru didn't say as many cringe-ass nay things this time.
R.I.P. cringe-ass Nene baby. 1998 to 2016.
Fell off a cliff into a bunch of stone spikes.
Tiny dinky Natsuki, pancaked by drunk dump truck diver.
God. I feel like a lot happened in this episode, even though it was just I don't know.
There's a lot going on, even though none of it really forwards the plot.
Yeah, none of it sticks, but enough of it sticks with Subaru that it forwards something.
It's shaping his perspective.
He's playing instead of playing a roguelike, he's playing a roguelite. So he's playing Hades. He's keeping his darkness after he dies.
Yeah.
Getting powered up.
Zagreus dies in darkness.
Damn.
Yeah. Sad.
I don't think we got any questions on this episode.
No,
but
not as far as I can tell.
No, so I think we just get into the cleanup now, unless there's anything else that y'all want to talk about.
No.
About these episodes.
No. Other than I'm interested to see where it goes, and that's more than I thought. I mean, I had a feeling I was gonna get into it, but I was like, oh, I don't hate Subaru right now.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, you were not expecting to like this cringe little boy.
Yeah, I just thought I was gonna be yeah, he's fine, whatever. But
Subaru's trick. He's kind of nice.
Yeah,
he's kind of an idiot, and he's kind of nice.
Yeah, he's he's not my favorite character in the show, but top tier protagonist to me.
Now that is a bold claim, but I'll stick with you.
I think as far as protagonists in his mold, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it, yeah.
Kirito, Sword Art Online fucking wishes.
Oh god, I don't even want to think about Sword Art Online. Okay.
Well, too bad, Morg. That's the sequel. That's the sequel series to Forward ReZero.
Fuck you.
The next episode will be Forward Re Sao.
Sao. What if we did fucking? I'd rather do
Sword Artless Online.
Forward Artless Online. That's pretty good.
More like forward fartness online. Fuck.
Let's go. Sword Fart Online.
Sword fart online.
God. So let's do our plugs. First of all, the show can be found on Twitter at FWD we are so graciously hosted by the Noisepace.xyz network, which is hosted by Matt GameCube. Thank you to Matt the Podfather. Neve, where can people find you?
I'm at Nickelwolf on Twitter.
Hell yeah.
No, don't really have anything else to promo right now, but hopefully that will change.
I am excited for the upcoming for your upcoming project.
Yeah.
Project.
We're still working on that.
Oh, it's coming along.
2022 is also going to be the year of the podcast.
This is true. Yeah, astrologers confirmed it.
Damn.
Morg, what about you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's haunting, not MORG. You can also find me on my other podcast, Departure Lounge, which is on hiatus. Fucking Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. And Digimon Ghost Gaze, a Digimon Ghost game watching podcast.
Hell yeah.
The latter two being on Noisepace.
.xyz.
.xyz. You already said that, so I was like, oh, let me be lazy about it. But Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Sunhatzhenya, SUNHATZHENYA. I can be found on a bunch of podcasts, including Fear Baiting, which is back for the new year. We took a couple months off, but now we're back in full swing. As of recording, the most recent episode we did was Gnome Hut Come True, which was one of the most fucking like batshit episodes of a podcast I've ever recorded, because we were just so desperate to not fucking talk about the movie that we just talked about anything and everything else that we could. But we'll have done a couple of other episodes since then. You can also find me on The Wonder Years, which is an Animorphs podcast that is currently on hiatus. Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die. It's a leftism podcast that is very infrequently updated. You can also find me on Special Grade Snacks. It's a Jujutsu Kaisen watch-along podcast that I do with my bestie Kay. That is currently in a weird state because the movie for Jujutsu Kaisen at time of recording is out, but it has not been... There's a cam rip out, but it has not been subtitled yet, so I cannot understand the movie. But we will probably be having a forthcoming episode at some point about the movie, which I'm very excited about.
Once you learn how to speak Japanese, you'll be doing that episode.
Yeah, it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But until next time, fuck, I had a good outro last time.
Sent from my iPod. I thought that was what we agreed on.
Oh yeah, do you mean sent from my iPhone?
Sent from my iPod
iPod's
Touch.
way funnier.
Until next time, sent from my iPod.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.